let's move on to the prostitute interview. Tasha G. Started 2 minutes and 53 seconds. I just want to show you Esau's infatuation with the woman's body. Watch this. Go to our sister. Her name Tasha G. She's a prostitute or was a prostitute. She gonna give a reenactment of a story, just for a second. It's about an Edomite. So watch this. Esau infatuated with our body, evil as hell. Watch this. Play it.
I remember one time when I was like, I said I had to be at least maybe about 21 at this time, and I went to the park and I seen a couple of my homeboys in the park, and my homeboy came up to me and told me that it was a white boy in the park and a lot of money that was his friend, that he was real cool, and he wanted to kick it with somebody. So I told him about you. I said, okay, well I'll go with him. So then I ended up meeting the white boy. I go with the white boy. We call a cab. And he lives in like the white part of Long Beach, so it's kind of nicer over there in this area here. So we go to his house, which he lived in a condo. And we go up. I remember going up the stairs, and I remember passing by these other 2 condos. But the doors were open, right? So I can't remember like certain things. So as I go up the stairs, we go to his house and everything. So I'm sitting in the living room, and he gave me a box full of marijuana, right? So he says, go ahead and roll you a blunt, when I get back. Be ready when I come back out the bathroom. So I rolled this joint up. And so when he came out the bathroom, he had a gun pointed at me. And he told me that this was a dying thing. Today was the day that we was gonna die. And the only way that I would be able to live
Pause.
if I could make...
Pause. So basically, I just wanted you to hear this. It get a little graphic, so that's why I wanted to stop it. The sister basically said that the Edomite, she shouldn't have been whoring herself out. She shouldn't have been prostituting. We don't condone that, obviously. We've done classes on that, right? But the sister said that the Edomite only wanted her so he can kill her. That's the only reason. And later on, she said that she would have to make him get an erection. If she couldn't make him get an erection, then he was going to kill her and himself, right? And later on, she said how she ran out the house, and he done shot at her and all that stuff like that, right? She ran out the house naked and jumped and ran into somebody else's apartment and dove under their bed, right? It was one of the most crazy scenes she ever been a part of. But notice it was an Edomite coming down to the hood. He came down to the hood with money in his pocket, picked up a prostitute, a sister, a black woman, right? Took her all the way back to Beverly Hills or wherever he was from. Nice part of L.A. or Oakland, wherever she's from, somewhere in California. Took her to his nice luxury condo. She looking like this dude doing well for himself. He said, yeah, go roll you up a blunt. He come out the bathroom. He got a gun pointed at us. I'm going to kill you unless you make me get an erection. What? This some real deal evil, man. That's why I said they always been infatuated with our woman's body. They always been infatuated with our woman's body. All right? Let me see. Yeah, get Joel 3 and 3. What you had? You had something? What you got?
All praise. Get Proverbs.
Oh, let me get Joel 3 and 3 first.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something. Yeah. Hold your script. I got you.
Yes,
Pull that up right after this. Joel 3 and 3 real quick. Joel 3 and 3. Joel
The book of
3,
Joel, chapter 3 and verse 3.
Read.
And they have cast lots for my people.
So the Bible said they cast lots for our people, right? Go ahead.
And have given a boy for a harlot.
That's what the man was talking about earlier. Andrew Jackson, I believe, the former president. He said he'll count a woman that can have a child every 2 years more than the strongest man on his plantation because she can create more slaves and he can't. But she can't create the slaves without a slave man to lay with her, without a man. So they was using our men for breeders, breeding farms. Where men, all they did all day was have sex and put their sperm in the women. That's all they did all day. They didn't care if we got syphilis. They didn't care if we got gonorrhea. They didn't care if we contracted any other type of STD. They cared nothing at all. Right? Go ahead.
And have given a boy for a harlot.
Read.
And sold a girl for wine.
And sold what?
A girl for wine.
And sold a girl for wine. He got that sister. He sold that sister for wine. He sold that sister for crack. You understand? He sold that sister for drugs. Also, she can give him a quote-unquote an erection. If she can't do it, he going to kill her and himself. That's some real deal top-shelf evil right there, man. And that's what our people have to endure. What you got, Austin?
All praise. Get that in Proverbs 24 verse 1. Because she, Esau rolling through the hood, why you gonna jump in the car with him in the first place? You see what I'm saying? Because she trusted in that man. She had trust in him. She seen him as God. We don't see ourselves as the holy people of God.
Right.
We don't see ourselves as the greatest nation on the face of the earth.
Right.
We still looking at the Edomites like they the greatest nation on the face of the earth.
Right.
Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and verse 1. Be not thou envious against evil men.
And so she was envious of what he had. Oh, he got the nice condo. He probably pulled up in the Beamer or the Bentley. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Oh, he got money. He ain't gonna do nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Read.
Right.
Neither desire to be with them.
Read.
Verse 2. For their heart studieth destruction.
That was his heart.
Right.
He was gonna shoot the lady if she couldn't give him an erection.
Damn.
But she didn't think that at first. But the scripture says his heart studieth destruction. Finish that out.
And their lips talk of mischief.
So that's his whole MO. Just to get her in the crib so he can kill her. That's all he was thinking about. That's all.
All praise to the Most High. Hey, give me the video of Stokely Carmichael. I think he named he changed his name to Kwame Toure. How you say it? I don't want to say it wrong, but he's formerly known as Stokely Carmichael, right? He spoke up for civil rights for our people, right? He was militant, right? But I like what he said here regarding nonviolence, MLK's nonviolent strategy. I was inspired by watching Bishop's class he did years ago, The Three Evils of Society, and he and Deacon Yawasau spoke about this, and it inspired me to pull it for today's class. Read that real quick. Pull it.
Now, let us begin with the modern period of, I guess we could start with 1956 for our generation. This was the beginning of the rise of Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. King decided that in Montgomery, Alabama, black people had to pay the same prices on the buses as did white people, but we had to sit in the back. And we could only sit in the back if every available seat was taken by a white person. If a white person was standing, a black person could not sit. So Dr. King and his associates got together and said, this is inhuman. We will boycott your bus system. Now understand what a boycott is. A boycott is a passive act. It is the most passive political act that anyone can commit, a boycott. Because what the boycott was doing was simply saying, we will not ride your buses. No sort of antagonism. He was not even verbally violent. He was peaceful. Dr. King's policy was that nonviolence would achieve the gains for black people in the United States. His major assumption was that if you are nonviolent, if you suffer, your opponent will see your suffering and will be moved to change his heart. That's very good. He only made one fallacious assumption. In order for nonviolence to work, your opponent must have a conscience. The United States has none.
Pause.
Has none.
Damn. Man,
That's right.
Man, our forefathers was bad, bro. That was a room full of white folks. This brother bad, man. You understand? Like, he didn't know he was Israel, obviously. He wasn't standing for the Bible. But we must honor our ancestors that was able, without the scriptures, to still be able to make valid points. The brother said, listen, his fallacious assumption was he was appealing to someone that had a conscience. The United States of America has no conscience. You understand that? Get Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Let's see if the Bible says the same thing.
I'm surprised he walked out of that room alive.
Right. Now remember, we weren't a threat if we weren't keeping God's commandments, if we weren't unifying black people. So a lot of times we was able to get away with talking like this because he saw like, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing. Let him go and talk a good game. Just like our people now, like you got rappers, entertainers, LeBron James. They speak out, you know what I'm saying? But Esau, no, they don't know they Israel, though. And they're not teaching people that they Israelites. They come across they Israel like Nick Cannon did, and then they gonna what? They gonna socially castrate the brother. Socially. What you got?
Right, like cause you said, because if the Israelites was in that room, they wouldn't have. We wouldn't have said America. We would have pointed at them white folks in the room and say y'all.
Yeah, the
when they say
whole
America,
race.
they try to say
This country only.
Right. But we would have pointed them out. You see
Like
what
the
I'm
same
saying?
evils ain't going on in Europe.
Right.
Like Europe don't do the same thing. Come on, man. Read Habakkuk 2, verse 4.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4.
And then I want you to play the last 20 seconds of that clip again. Go back to like 1 minute 30. Read.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
The Bible says his soul which is lifted up is not right. The soul that's in him ain't right. So he has no conscience. He has no conscience whatsoever. Go ahead.
But the just shall live by his faith.
Hey, go to dang, it was just on the tip. Oh, Ecclesiastes 7:13. Watch this. The Bible say his soul ain't right. You appealing to somebody who has no soul. His soul ain't upright in him. And he don't have a good bone in his body. All the good that the so-called white man Esau, according to the Bible, has ever done for the children of Israel, it's only solely because the Lord has had mercy on us. That's it. If it was not for the Lord, this dude would have destroyed us. He and his she-devil. Right? Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
Consider the work of God.
It said, consider the work of God. Read.
For who can make that straight which he hath made crooked?
Who can make that straight what God has made crooked? Here it is. God, it's got a bow in it. You said, no, God, I can straighten that thing out. Yeah. See, Lord, I told you. Damn, I thought I could straighten. Yeah. See, I told the Lord, no, it's bent again. It's always going to go back into that curve, that bend. The Lord telling us they don't have a conscience. Now, we believe in nonviolence as well, right? And like the bishop said, boycotting can be effective. Because what if all black folks boycotted Christmas? That would be an economic fall. What if we stop eating pork as a nation? A fall. If we stop committing crimes and love our neighbor as ourselves? A fall. So boycotting is basically keeping God's commandments, basically, right?
That's right.
Go from there. Go to the book of Sirach 12 and 10 real quick. Because Stokely Carmichael stumbled upon something that our people, that Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King, and we respect the sacrifice he made, but he went about it in the wrong way, obviously, by not using the scriptures. He studied Mahatma Gandhi. He didn't study the scriptures. You can actually see it's a famous picture of him reading the studies of Gandhi with the Bible on the desk closed. You understand? Showing you that picture was symbolic of showing what his mindset was. Right? He went to theology school. He went to cemetery school. Right? Like Bishop say, cemetery. Show him real quick. Show Stokely Carmichael the last 20 seconds again. So we're appealing to a people that have no conscience.
Suffering and will be moved to change
about
his
10 seconds.
heart. If you are nonviolent, if you suffer, your opponent will see your suffering and will be moved to change his heart. That's very good. He only made one fallacious assumption. In order for nonviolence to work, your opponent must have a conscience. The United States has none.
Hey, man, that thing got me hyped. Man. Wow. Man, that brother on point, man. He said, man, the United States ain't got no conscience. That would have worked if they actually had a conscience. Let's see. Give me the book of Sirach 12 and 10.
The book of
I had to set
Sirach.
it up. That brother on point, man. All praise for our forefathers. I know they weren't keeping the commandments, but they inspired a lot of us today. When we go into the scriptures, we can take some of the things that they said. But our people were intellectual. We intellectual. I'm sorry. We ain't no dummies. We always find a way to rise. You understand?
That's right.
Now we got the Bible. The Bible says he'll set forth us, the apostles, last. Right? Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10.
Come on.
Never trust thine enemy.
The Bible says never trust your enemy. Why? Because he has no conscience. Why? Because he going to turn on you eventually. Why is he going to tell you? Read.
For like as iron rusteth,
Like as iron rusted. Read.
so is his wickedness.
So when he come on TV and say, vote for me, I'm going to change your life. I'm going to make things work for you. I'm going to include you in the social economic plan. I'm going to include you and you're going to have religious freedoms. I'm going to include you and you're going to be able to fulfill your lust. Don't believe him. Do not believe him. Read. For like as iron rusted.
Verse 11, so is his wickedness.
So it says, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So if you ever look at iron, you can scrape the rust off of it and clean it, right? Right? So watch this. Keep reading.
Verse 11.
Stay there, Ox. Stay there. Stay there. You flipping around. Stay there.
Though he humble himself.
Though he humbled himself. So he come and he humbled himself. I'm sorry about what we and my forefathers did. I really want to try to change things. Let me into your organization. Let me help you build. Read.
And go crouching.
And he go crouching, read. He get down on one knee and beg you, read.
Yet take good heed.
The Lord said, don't believe them tears, them crocodile tears. Don't believe those lies. Don't believe him humbling himself for a moment, read.
And beware of him.
And beware of him, read.
And thou shalt be unto him,
read,
as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
Because as soon as you wipe that rust off, what happened? It rusts back over again. You're like, damn, I thought I cleaned this rust. Give me that little thing. You straight that rust off. You're like, yeah, that thing clean. You come out 2 days later, and that rust back on here again. That's how he is. He put plans of action in place to give you a illusion of inclusion, right? He give you the illusion that you're also included in the plan for America. Oh, but you ain't. Trust me, you ain't. You just right around so-called voting time. You are, but not the rest of the year. The rest of the 4 years of the term, they shooting jump shots in Puerto Rico with toilet paper. Bruh. Fade away MJ's jump shots with toilet paper, and then now all of a sudden, vote for me. I love you, nigga. I mean, vote for me. That's what they do. Go ahead.
Set him not by thee.
Hey, you got a picture of Joe Biden in the black church? Please pull it up. They set this brother in the pulpit. Now, when I was a kid, my mama said, you don't go up on that pulpit, boy. That's for the pastor and the deacons. Your mama tell you that? You do not go in the pulpit. Joe Biden come to the church. They had him sitting down. He's like, oh, you sit where the pastor sit. They're going to sit in his chair. God. Sit down, Jesus. You got a picture of that real quick? I think I posted one a long time ago, but it's further on up in the Telegram. I posted it weeks ago. There you go. Look. We stand while he sit down. Look here in the church. Look at him. Oh, James, you shouldn't have said those nice things about me. This is real.
The hell is this?
This is real. Right? This is real life, man. Hey, take that. You can take that down now. All praise to the Most High. All right, look. It was something I wanted. Oh, the Apple, Telsa, and other U.S. tech giants. So Stokey Carmichael made a good point, right? He said, look, you are appealing to people that have no conscience. It might work if they had a car like me and you. Like if I hit you and then you turn the other cheek and was like, do it again. I'm going to just take it. I might be moving capacity. Like, man, why I'm hitting my brother like that? I ain't right. You know what I'm saying? My spirit ain't right. Esau punch you. Dude, you turn and say, I'm going to turn the other cheek. He won't do it again. And then this nigga crazy. Bow, he hit you again. They crazy. You got Edomites that go on YouTube and they say, I don't understand why black people are Christian. Can you find that? It's an Edomite here, old Edomite like he a redneck. He said, I don't understand why black folks Christian. Don't y'all know what happened to y'all? Don't y'all know what they did to y'all? Read 12 and 12 of Sirach. Sound like you out.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 12. Set him not by thee. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee.
So that's what we just saw with the presidential candidate sitting in the black church with the black people, right? They set him by thee, right? Go ahead.
He stand up in thy place.
And he going to stand up in their place too, right? Go ahead.
Neither let him sit at thy right hand.
Wait a minute. We just saw that. Read.
Lest he seek to take thy seat.
Unless he do what?
Lest he seek to take thy seat.
He going to seek to take your seat. That's how they became Jews, quote unquote, because we was letting them into our armies. Bishop's gone over it before. We was letting them into our armies. We was letting them come amongst us. And what they do, soon as they overthrew us, all of a sudden they Jews. All of a sudden the Jews white all of a sudden. You understand? And we ain't nothing but, and then they have a hand in our slave trade. Go ahead.
And thou at the last remember my words.
And you going to remember, damn, Sirach said, you going to remember, said, they told me not to listen to this dude. He ain't right. Go ahead.
And be pricked therewith.
And you're going to be pricked therewith. Show me that article real quick. So watch this, y'all. Read this article. Spiritual wickedness in high places.
Apple,
Read that.
Tesla, and other U.S. tech giants sued over child labor deaths at cobalt mines in Congo.
So this was a year ago. This was last year. So this is the Congo. Zoom in on that picture real quick. Zoom in on that picture. So this is our brother, because in case you didn't know, there's a man by the name of King Leopold, right? He was the devil the Bible speak of, right? He was cutting off our people's hands and feet in the Congo if they didn't pick enough rubber, right? Nowadays, you see that little chocolate with a little chocolate hand. That's symbolic of what he did to our people. He was a real deal devil. And this is the thing about Leopold. He never stepped foot in the Congo. He did all that evil, oppressed all them people in Congo, made millions for Belgium, right? And never stepped foot on the actual land. That's some real evil right there. That means they all confederate against thee. That's what that means. That means they all had a hand in it.
Right, because you'll read about Hitler, but you won't read about Leopold.
You won't read about Leopold. For some reason, they keep Leopold real covered. And even to this day, y'all, it's just crazy. If I'm, say you in Nigeria, and I'm in Sierra Leone, and I want to fly to Nigeria, I got to fly to Belgium first. In Europe, then fly down to Nigeria. It'll be an hour flight for me to fly from Sierra Leone to Nigeria. They want to make sure that we always remember this is where we live right here. Y'all come to where we stationed at. We started this. Man, the devil, man, I'm telling you. All right, read the article. So it said Apple, Tesla.
A civil lawsuit has been filed in federal court in Washington, D.C. against Apple, Google's parent company, Alphabet.
I didn't even know about that. You hear this? Did you know Google had a parent company named Alphabet? I told you, these folks, man, we don't know nothing, man. Go ahead.
Tesla.
That's, what's his name? What's the dude's name? Elon Musk. That's right. Go ahead.
Microsoft.
That's Bill Gates, ain't it? Go ahead.
And Dell.
Read.
They are accused of exploiting child labor.
Now, didn't Bill Gates say something a couple months ago about getting the vaccination to start in Africa? And now we see where his company is being sued for child labor laws in Africa. These Edomites, man, I'm telling you, bro. Go ahead.
They are accused of exploiting child labor in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
They're my people over there, man. They're my people. Go ahead.
The lawsuit was filed on behalf of 5 children who were killed and 11 who were injured working in the mines of the DRC. They were aged between 13 and 17 when the incidents occurred.
Go ahead.
The companies were part of a system of forced labor.
Whoa. This 2020. This 2019 when this was written, right? This is within the last year. This ain't even been a year ago. It said the companies were part of a system of forced labor. Now you think, because Esau real technical. You run a business, you know. When you run a business, you know what's going on. I know what's going on with my business. Any of us know what's going on in our businesses, right? You mean to tell me the higher-ups that's just so busy, they don't know that they exploiting young children in the Congo? In the, cobalt mines? You mean to tell me they don't know that? They don't know where they cobalt coming from. They don't know where their resources coming from. Hey, man, where y'all get them resources to make that screen? Oh, we got them from Congo. How's it going out there? You going to ask some questions if you have a heart, if you have a conscience, right? So it says it said the companies were part of a system of forced labor. Go ahead.
That allegedly led to the death and serious injury of the children.
Read.
According to the complaint. Images in the filed court documents show the children with disfigured or missing limbs.
You hear this? Wow. Look at this. How suddenly precious cobalt that powers Tesla and damn iPhone. Look at that, man. Damn devil, man. Wow. You know, we look at this stuff, though. When we look at these phones and stuff like that, though, and we make fun and we talk about Android and Apple, but all these folks, the devil, man, they doing real deal evil to make these screens, man. To make these systems and stuff, they doing much evil to our people to get this. That's why Macron, which is the president or the prime minister, whatever they call themselves in France, he said without Africa, Europe will be a third world country. Because what you're looking at right here, this stuff grows naturally in Africa. This is naturally in the mines in Africa. This supports the world. They getting supported by child labor. This is slavery. Deuteronomy 28:49 or 50. This is slavery. Right? It says how suddenly precious cobalt that powers Teslas and iPhones also fuels child labor in Africa and armed heist in Europe. Wow. Go down.
6 of the 14 children in the case were killed in tunnel collapse.
So the tunnel just fall on these kids. Go ahead.
And the others suffered life-altering injuries,
Wow.
including paralysis.
They paralyzed. That's what paralysis is, right? Am I tripping? Go ahead.
Child minors work for $2 to $3 a day.
Now, I wonder if they cutting these kids a check. Because they say that. They always say that. Like, oh, they making $2, $3 a day. That's doing good in the Congo. Is they getting a check? Is they giving them, like, as they leaving on Friday, it's telling the little young 13-year-old, hey, here go your $3 for the week. Man, they not making no money, man. Yeah, they just said it was forced labor. And you say, yeah, they charged them for the supplies. Go ahead, I was about to say something.
Then you got to take into account what currency is this.
Right.
This ain't American money.
No.
This is the currency of the Congo.
Right.
Which is 50 cents here in America.
Right.
I don't know the calculation, but I'm just
Right,
saying.
right.
It's really low here in America. So they ain't getting paid nothing.
So 10,000 Sierra Leones, right, is the dollar in America. So I can count. I remember sometimes I had some money left over. I had big old wads. Yeah, I showed it to y'all. It was like 70,000 Sierra Leones. And they were like, damn, you balling, ain't I? Said, no, that's $70 in the U.S. Some people go out to eat with their family and spend $70, $80. Our brothers and sisters, if they would have saw me pull out that money, they'd have robbed me in Sierra Leone. I'd have got robbed. You understand? Because the people like, that's more money than they see in a year sometimes. So it says child minors work for $2 to $3 a day. Go ahead.
Under Stone Age conditions.
Wait a minute, Stone Age conditions. They in there like the Flintstones. They in there no shoes, nothing, breaking rocks with gravels and all kind of stuff. This real deal labor. This is the same thing that was going on. Remember our people here in America, they built the railroads. It was the same thing, right? Go ahead.
Under Stone Age conditions for paltry wages and at immense personal risk.
Immense personal risk. Go ahead.
It also alleged that the U.S. tech giants know and have known for a significant amount of time that child workers were used in the dangerous mines where the cobalt, which ends up in their products, originates.
They know where it's coming from. Not one time they said, who over there doing the work? Who's gathering this for us? They knew. The Bible said they knew. Get Deuteronomy 28 and 50, man. Get the scriptures. This is the Bible. The Bible told us we was going to go into slavery. Our sons and daughters were going to go into captivity, and we would not enjoy them. Right? Y'all post the number up today so people can call in. Y'all can call in and chime in if y'all want. We definitely want to hear from you. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance.
A nation of fierce countenance, read.
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
They're not going to regard the person of the old, read.
Nor show favor to the young.
And they're not going to show favor to the 13 to 17-year-old children that's inside these mines where this cobalt originates. And they willingly know that these kids are dying from this and that they're doing this for quote-unquote $2 to $3 a day. What you got?
I just want to say, I like it when you bring stuff like this out because it really brings the Bible to life.
Right, that's right.
You know, because a lot of our people think the Bible is a fairy tale.
That's right.
While we over here worried about, got our minds stuck on voting and all that,
Right.
we got little children across seas dying with caves falling in on them.
That's right. That's why the Bible tells us to love our neighbor as ourselves. Remember the scripture, and we tell you brothers all the time. Leadership been saying it for years, for brothers to build their spirits up, learn the scriptures, get your passport. Because brothers might have to travel to the Congo to teach. You understand? And we can't be over there not knowing the scriptures, not being able to show the brothers and sisters why this is going on. Right? Deuteronomy 28 and 50 again.
Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Read.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
Read.
And the fruit of thy land.
The fruit of thy land is the cobalt that grows naturally there. The rubber that grows naturally there. Read.
Until thou be destroyed.
Until thou be destroyed. These kids dying in the cobalt mines. The Bible is still reign true. Over all these years, it still reign true. It's still on point. God's word is still on point. And always will be. Read.
Which also shall not leave thee either corn.
They ain't leaving them no corn. They ain't got no money. They ain't giving them no resources. Read.
Wine.
Read.
Or oil.
Read.
Or the increase of thy kind.
Read.
Or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee.
He gonna suck you completely dry. He gonna take everything from you, all your resources out of your land. And there's nothing you can do about it but sit back and watch. And our people in the Congo, love white Jesus. Our people in Sierra Leone and Nigeria, everywhere we go, they argue with us about the image of Christ. And we say, you in the blackest country. That's why I was telling somebody the other day. I said, I don't understand how in Africa you can hate yourself so much when all you see is black people all day, every day. When I get out the plane and come back from Africa and I see these Edomites, I be like, man, golly, man. I'm sick of looking at these folks, man. I want to go back to Africa.
You know,
That's
what's
right.
About what you're saying now is because
Yes, sir.
a lot of them don't even have cable over there.
Right.
So let alone cable,
Right.
then you're not seeing Edomites.
Right.
But you see a sister with blonde hair in her head.
Yeah.
Like wow. Like where's this stuff coming from?
White Jesus. That white image of Christ, man. I'm telling you, that's the image of the beast. The Bible tell you what it is. Right? So, man, these people done so much evil. Get Micah 2 and 1. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Man, I be getting out the plane, man. I always land in like New York or Houston, Charlotte. And the first thing I see when I get out the plane, I see Edomites. I'm like, golly. I want to go home. I'm sick of looking at these folks' face, man. Because I know they lying. I know they looking at me with disgust. You go to Africa, the brothers and sisters, they see you from America. I remember a dude told me, he said, you from America? I said, yeah. He said, yeah, you rich. I said, how you figure that? He's like, you got money, you from America. Bruh. And Captain Hosea was like, bro, we go through oppression in America too. Don't think it's just all sweet. You understand? We go through the same type of oppression, right? Get that real quick in Habakkuk 2. Micah 2.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Watch this.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
So, Bill Gates called the leader of Apple, who called Elon Musk, who called the Alphabet, which is Google's parent company. And they say, you know what? Pat me a cigar. Thank you. They got cobalt in the cobalt mines in the Congo, correct? Yeah, they do. Is there any way we can use those kids' labor for free to increase our product, to increase our revenue point? Will it help us? And they have somebody go do a PowerPoint presentation on how it's going to help increase the numbers by 7%, 9%, 10%, and it ain't going to cost us. It's not cost effective. You understand? So you're thinking like, okay, yeah, we can do this. We can get this done. All we got to do is influence them that we actually helping them, that they get a chance to help iPhones. Maybe we'll get them a free iPhone. Maybe we'll give them a free Galaxy. Read it again.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
So they sit down and they lay about and they sit up in the stars and they sit next to their wife. She trying to touch them like, get off me, woman. Thinking about a way how I can oppress these Negroes. I'm going to oppress these Negroes in the morning. I'm going to call up Bill in the morning. We're going to call Elon and we're going to meet up this weekend. And we're going to find a way to oppress the hell out these folks. I want to see what they think about this. Go ahead.
When the morning is light.
So when the morning come up, the next morning after they thought about it all night, read.
They practice it.
They practice it. They said, let's put it in place. Let's do a couple trial runs. Let's put about 10 kids in the mines and let's see how it affects us. All right. Oh, that works good. Let's put 100 in there. You know what? Let's put 1,000 in there. Let's just start just putting them down there under the ground, picking cobalt or what they do. They mine it. Get the mining tools. Read.
Because it is in the power of their hands.
You hear this? Because it is in the power of their hands. That's why the Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers. Right? Man, this is some heavy stuff right here. Hey, one more. Habakkuk 2 and verse 9. We're going to move on from this, unless y'all got something. If y'all got something, you can bring it out on it. Let me hear Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 9 real quick.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness.
It said, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness. Read.
To his house.
To his house, read.
That he may set his nest on high.
So that he could be making billions and billions and billions. Read.
That he may be delivered from the power of evil.
Wait a minute. That he what?
May be delivered from the power of evil.
You know what that power of evil is? He want to be saved from them nuclear bombs. He think he can get enough money. He can get up underground. He can get an underground bunker. He can be saved.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana. Sierra Leone, 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.